Sticky situations. When you are in the middle of something that you would rather not experience, but you have no choice, given the fact that it is right in front of you, the best course of action for you is to let yourselves be completely with that situation. We want you to discover that there is nothing that exists in this universe that you cannot handle. We want you to realize that. And when you are faced with something that you do not like, that does not please you, that you never would have consciously created for yourself, what you have before you is an aspect of yourself that you have been unwilling to look at. It may not seem that way to you, but that is what it is. So when you are in a situation that you do not prefer, and you are looking for ways out of it, just stop, take a breath, and remember that this creation of yours is in your service to you in some way. Certainly you can all relate to the idea of growing pains. You know that sometimes in order for you to expand, you must be able to include something that is a little uncomfortable for you at the time. But when you are able to look back at these types of sticky situations, you can usually understand why you needed to create them, how you benefited from them, and how you are so much more equipped to deal with anything that comes your way as a result of these experiences. So you wish to know yourselves as powerful beings, as source energy beings, as beings of love and light. And the best way for you to do that is to know that everything in your reality is an aspect of yourself, a creation of yours, and is there to benefit you. When you have that understanding, that knowing, then everything that you face, every challenge, every ordeal, will be something that you walk away from shiny and new, knowing yourselves better than you have ever before, and with the understanding that whatever it is that comes into your life is there to give you that experience of your power, and is not there for you to simply brush aside or transcend, or make the most of a bad situation. There are no bad situations. There are situations, and you may have a response to those situations, but that does not make them inherently good or bad. You are everything. Everything is within you. The sooner you acknowledge that and you love everything in your universe as you would your newborn child, you will be one who walks on air, who gives without question of whether or not they will receive, and you will exemplify that which is the essence of unconditional love, unconditional joy, and unconditional beingness. We applaud you for your willingness to take on that which may seem overwhelming and may seem scary, but that which is an aspect of all that is, and therefore is comprised of love. Exercising your new powers. So you have begun to transform in many ways. You can see changes in your lives, and you expect there to be more to come. You have already begun experiencing fifth-dimensional frequency. You are familiarizing yourselves now with that vibration because you want to work with it in a way that benefits you and those around you. So you are exercising a bit with a new energy, and you are getting your feet wet. It is that time for you to apply what you know, what you have learned, because what you are doing here is very important. You are affecting many who you cannot even see. So this is why you must be patient with yourself. You have been told for quite some time that you are the creators of your experience, and this has frustrated many of you who don't feel that you are able to change your circumstance, to get what you want, to feel how you want to feel, and so on, and so we ask you to relax a bit. Don't feel the need to get it all right now, to use all of your power and to manifest the perfect life. That is part of what it is you are here to experience. You are also here to experience a broader spectrum of motion, and in so doing, you do service to other aspects of yourself and other individuals throughout the universe. That is why it is necessary for you to spend a bit more time becoming the creators that you have always been, but that you have not yet fully experienced yourselves as. You have come so far, and yet you still have a ways to go. And the best thing that you could do at this time is to appreciate where you are, to give thanks for what you have, and to notice the power that you are beginning to play with. Have fun with it, feel that power, and know that this is a process that has been underway since before you were born. We are pleased to watch you grow in this way and to serve you as best we can. Be your own guide. There is one who understands you more than anyone else, and it is you. You are the one who has all the answers. You give yourself the opportunity to discover what those answers are, but it is still you. It is always you. You are asking questions and sometimes seeking the answers from a place of feeling desperate. And when you are in this place, you will likely seek answers from outside of yourself, because the self you are experiencing in that moment of desperation does not feel very wise. That is why you go to others seeking assistance and guidance in these moments. When you can feel the stability of your beingness, you will recognize that you are the one holding all the answers within. And you may wish to play with others, and that is fine. It is fun to have that experience of getting your answers from another source, but that source can only tell you what you are ready to hear. You will never get the answer to a question that you are not vibrationally in alignment with. So make your own vibration and your stability of utmost importance, because you are ready and able to be your own guides and to seek your truth within. Shining your light. Bring forth the most spectacular concept that you have of yourself, and do not allow yourselves to be censored in any way. Simply charge forth with your most delicious and beautiful traits and abilities. Give yourself the full experience of yourself. Let yourself be the wondrous creation that you were always created to be. There is no virtue in false humility. There is no reason for you to hide your light. Let yourself burst forth now from the shell, from behind the veil, from the cocoon that you have placed around yourself. Now is the time for full-on self-expression and celebration of who it is you are at the core essence of your being. This is not about your ego, and this is not about hubris, and this is certainly not about being out of control. So do not worry that you are going to fall into one of these traps. We simply ask that you allow yourself the fullest and brightest expression of yourself without apologies, without holding back anything because you are afraid perhaps of being criticized or perhaps of outshining another. This is not a contest. This is a journey of self-discovery. And the only way for you to truly discover yourself is to let yourself out fully. We encourage you to do this now because we see so many of you holding back, holding judgment, allowing yourselves to be afraid of what might happen if you were to take that next step, to put yourselves out there in the spotlight. You must realize that at this time, no one is going to be crucified for shining their light. And you must also recognize that those who do shine their lights have their detractors. There is no one who is putting forth their full expression who is not met with some resistance. And that's okay. And that resistance is there for you to love and accept as an aspect of yourself, not as a force outside of yourself that has power over you. Begin the process of coming out from the shadows, from the darkness that is self-imposed, that is there solely for the purpose of giving you something to bounce off of. Allow yourselves to have your day in the sun, showing the fruits of all the work that you have been doing on yourselves. And let others enjoy the experience of your self-unveiling, so that they too may be inspired to let their guard down, and to be the fullest expression of source energy that they truly are. And even though it may look like you are simply wanting to celebrate yourself and your divinity, you will be in fact giving others permission to access their own. Help yourself first. It is a perfect idea that you have had in this world to put yourself first. You are the one who is creating everything in your reality. And in order to be the best creator that you can be, you must be in alignment with the source of all things. You must make the alignment with the prime creator being your highest priority. So even if you are very well-being and you seek to do all sorts of good in the world, if you put yourself in a position where you are feeling that you are the victim, or that someone else that you are trying to help is a victim, or if you are feeling that you must take down this evil empire, this evil corporation, then you are not in full alignment with the prime creator being, and you are of very little use to the others that you wish to help. You are also not being of service to yourself. So how is it that you can go about your day learning about things that are happening in your world, what you call injustice, atrocities, and stay in that place of alignment? Well, it is perfectly okay for you to find yourself sliding out of that place and digging down deep in those shadow emotions. It is quite all right for you to feel them, to have your experience of them, and to recognize that you created those beings who are doing those dirty deeds, so that you could find that place within yourself where the emotions reside, so that you could fulfill that purpose in your life of knowing these aspects of yourself. And once you are done having that experience, once you have allowed yourself to fully engage with these emotions, that is when we suggest that you wait until you have found your alignment before you take any sort of action and assist others, or to create an alternative to the evil empire or the evil corporation that is doing all the naughty things. We do suggest creating new systems, new ideas, new community-based organizations, rather than making a documentary film about how bad this person or corporation is being, or even nation. These are all reflections. They are there to show yourselves what is existing inside of you, and they are not to be torn down and defeated. They are to be processed, experienced, and then you are to use them as the bouncing off place to create something different, to experience something different, another aspect of yourself that is more filled with love and light. So that is the reason why you must always exist as a fully functional, sovereign being that knows itself as all that is, and that tends to itself before seeking to change anything in this world of yours. The help that you give to others is the help you must first seek for yourself, and then, and only then, will you be of service to the greater good of all. Ask before you act. What is the main objective of what it is that you are doing? That is the question that we would ask ourselves whenever we would be engaged in some physical activity. What would be the ideal outcome? That is another question we would pose to ourselves. Who is this endeavor going to benefit? That would be a third question we would pose. And when you look at your activities in this way, you will certainly stay on the right track for your stated objectives. When you realize the desire that is behind everything that you do, you live your lives more consciously and with a more poignant intention. It serves you very well to consider these questions before embarking on any small activity that you will perform and before setting out for something that would be longer in duration. The vibration that you bring to everything that you do is far more important than the actual activity itself. And in a sense, the activity is more of a symbol than many of you realize, because you look at your world as physical, as solid, and you see activities as being real, as having real impact on that physical, solid world that you live in. You tend to think that the action is the thing, but it is no more significant than a thought. It is not more powerful than attention. And when you realize this, you will be able to get much more done in a shorter period of time, because you will see action for what it is. And when you realize that you have so much power than the action does, you will have more enjoyment, and the action that you take will come from a place of knowing that there is nothing that you need to do. There is only that which is an extension of your vibration, your intention, your desire for living your life joyously, freely, and in harmony with all others in creation.